It's exclusive, bringing that exclusive information to the nation. And as we all know, NBA 2K21 just dropped. And usually with a new 2K comes new features. And this year, the newest and probably most confusing feature that they added in 2K is the new shot meter. I don't know about you, but I was super confused about this new shot meter when I started playing my first few rec games and stuff, and playing my career and stuff like that. But I went and figured it out, and I'm here to explain it to you. Now, shooting with X is still the same. A lot of the controls are the same. Pretty much nothing changed with shooting with X. It's all timing. Release X at the right time. If you're playing on PlayStation, release square at the right time. However, with the stick, for the people that used to shoot with the stick in any older version of 2K, it's a lot different now. At first sight, you would think that it's still a release thing with timing, but it's a release thing with the angle of the stick. So you have to angle the stick straight down without having any other angle included. So not down left, not down right. If you do that, it increases the chances of you missing. If you aim the stick straight down, then you have the best chances of making the shot. However, it's almost like a mini game because it's more like a hat in the line technique. Ideally, you want to hat the line. So you still gonna aim it down, and I'll get to this later in detail, but with layups you can aim it up as well, but let's just focus on shooting right now. And you have to aim it down when you want to shoot with the stick, and you can hold this from what I'm seeing so far. I got a lot of shots up in practice and things of that nature while I was in practice in my career, and as you can see, I'm shooting and I'm holding the stick straight down. I never release it, and this is a high percentage of shots going in without ever taking my finger off the stick until the shot is done. So with this being said, it looks like shooting with the stick this year is all about getting the angle right. It's almost like a mini game. I had the line mini game, that's what I would like to call it, to break it down in the simplest form. So you want to line the white line up with the black line to get a green release. And I'm seeing more success with getting greens when never letting go of the stick. So if you letting go of the stick while doing this, I feel like you will miss more. At least that's what I've been doing, is missing more. So if you want to get more greens, hold the stick down all the way until you finish the shot and focus on lining the white line up with the black line. That's how you're going to get more green releases. The other reason I call it a mini game is because this position changes. I'm not sure if it's based on shot percentage. I'm not sure if it's based on the angle that you're at on the court, or if it's just random. But it does change positions. More often than not, it goes right in the middle and you gotta aim straight down, but it might depend on what angle you drop the stick down at when you actually push down on the stick to shoot. So with that being said, you must have the line and be ready to adjust to different spots on that bar when you do take that shot. The other quick tip I got for you is that you can adjust while shooting. While the shot is going down, you can swing that bar back and forth until you have the line. So you don't have to press down on the bar and then let go right away, or press down on the stick and let go right away. You can adjust, and try to hide that line and get that green release while the shot is taking place, and you don't ever have to release the stick from what I'm seeing. The only thing with that so far that I'm seeing though, the only confusion I'm seeing is in my career games, I noticed that it has, when I shoot with the stick, it has release timing and the angle there. It's kind of confusing to me because in practice they don't have the release timing. And in practice, if you're just shooting around regular, you can get green releases without ever letting go of the stick. So I don't think release timing matters in this. I think it's all about hiding the line. And that's what I would focus on if you want to shoot with the stick this year. But yeah, I would ignore that whole timing and the stick release angle thing. I would just focus on the release angle and hiding the line, because as I shoot in practice and stuff, I'm shooting with KD, I'm shooting with my player and stuff like that, and I'm hitting way too many shots without ever letting go of the stick. I'm literally holding the stick down the whole time as you're watching me hit these few green releases right here in the row, and it's literally like not letting go of the stick, just holding down the whole time once I do start shooting the ball, and I'm just focusing on hiding the line. And it just gives you the option of choosing whether you want to focus on release timing this year with X, or if you want to focus on hiding the line with the right analog stick this year. So I like it overall. Now with layups, this is the more tricky part I found to be, a little harder than actually shooting, is doing the layups and getting a good release timing. Again, it doesn't seem like releasing it at the right time is the goal here with this new shot meter with the stick shooting mechanic. It seems like with the stick you have to focus on hiding the line and lining that white bar up with the black bar to get the green release. Now with that being said, layups, if we talking about doing the Euro, if we talking about doing the cradle layup or doing the hop step, it's more like think of it as maybe like a crossover in the aspect of doing like a half spin or something like that. You have to, like, say if you're doing the Euro, you got to do left on the stick this year, opposite side of the ball hand. When you do that, you have to rotate the stick up to the top or to the bottom. It's your choice, but I like to go up to the top and try to line it up with that bar. So it's almost like a combo you have to do at the layups. And at the end of the day, it does seem harder to do versus simply pressing X to get your release timing right this year in 2K. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people is going to resort to just pressing the X button. But I think I want to challenge myself this year and try to learn this whole stick mechanic, because it just seems interesting and more fun as that it adds more skill being required to play the game. And I think I like the aspect a lot, and I like to, take on the challenge and so on. So I think this year I'm going to try my best to learn how to shoot with this stick mechanic and try it out. And I'm hearing, it's rumored that the stick mechanic actually is going to boost your percentages of hitting shots if you're using the stick versus using the X button, which makes sense because on paper it just seems to be the harder thing to do, to use the stick, especially with the layups. This definitely seems like a question for Ronnie 2K or something like that to confirm if that actually is true, that you get more chances of hitting shots if you use the stick versus using the X button this year. If so, I definitely want to try using the stick. It just seems like the more fun and challenging thing to do. But if it's going to cost me wins and cost me my shooting percentage, I might resort back to using X. But for now, I'm going to focus on trying to use the stick. So comment below and let me know what you're going to be using this year. Will you be using the stick to shoot, or will you be using the X button? Let me know below. But I think, man, the stick mechanic is definitely a harder thing to do this year, and the X button is pretty simple, is what we used to. And I just wanna accept the challenge of using the stick this year. So that's what I'm gonna try to focus on doing. Comment below and let me know what you're gonna be doing this year. One other thing I want to touch on, speaking of using the stick versus using the X button, this year I'm definitely going to keep using the X button on free throws, because it just doesn't feel worth it to use the stick mechanic with free throws. It's just way too difficult to try to master that and miss so many free throws in the process of mastering that. I don't really believe in that aspect. I think I'm just going to stick with using the X button, because it just doesn't feel natural, and it just feels way too difficult and not worth it at all to try to use the stick in the aspect of shooting free throws, because it almost feels broken so far. I'm not sure if they're going to patch it or fix it or anything, but it seems like my release right away gets messed up, and my bar is over to the right away sometimes when I shoot free throws, and it just is a weird feeling. So I think I'm gonna shoot with the X button just for free throws, but everything else, layups and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get used to using the stick. So this year I've been, in my career practices, I've been shooting with the stick, and like after practice when I'm shooting around and stuff, I shoot 3 greens in a row with the stick only to get that green release. 3 in a row before I can leave practice. So that's my drill I'm doing to try to get used to the stick mechanic. You can use it if you want, but yeah, this new shooting mechanic just flows better. Like Mike Wayne confirmed it on the first episode of NBA TV. They changed the shooting mechanics to give you more control over your player when you like dribbling and stuff like that. And as you can see here, when I'm doing this combo of dribble moves and I pull up and get the green release, I never really take my finger off the stick. So I really do like it. It does feel good. Like you can change some combos together and pull up when you're ready and just focus on hiding the line, and your finger never have to leave the stick. Like, I mess with that. that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to explain the new shooting mechanic this year. And quick tip, just in case you're trying to figure out how to do like step back jump shots and things of that nature with the new shooting mechanic, with the new stick shooting, you have to like hold RT, press down. He's going to do a step back gather, and then that hold down again to start your jump shot. So that's how you do that, just in case you were wondering. But that's all I got for you today. You already know what to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe. It's exclusive, and I'm out.
I seen that shit too.